The rain lashed hard against the cracked window of the old library, streaks of water chasing each other down the pane like desperate runners. Aria Wilson sat hunched at the corner table, her worn hoodie pulled tight around her face. Her laptop's cracked screen flickered with dying resolve, threatening to give up on her, just like everything else lately. Midterms were next week, and she couldn't even afford dinner. Still, she kept typing, her fingers raw, trembling from caffeine and anxiety. She wasn't supposed to be here, not in this elite business school filled with shiny shoes, credit card lives, and students who had never seen their parents cry. But a full scholarship and a genius-level IQ had paved her way into this unfamiliar world. Yet now, 2 months behind on rent and one broken laptop away from failure, she wondered if it had been a mistake. Across the city, in a towering glass building kissed by the clouds, Ethan Caldwell sat in silence. He was the CEO of Caldwell Industries, one of the most powerful conglomerates in America. But today, he was not the stoic business genius the world idolized. His breathing was shallow, his palms clammy. The doctors had been clear, his condition was rare, autoimmune, psychosomatic. A strange affliction of the body triggered by extreme trauma. Medication helped little. Therapy helped less. Only one thing worked, being close to a specific emotional frequency, pure empathy. Not pity, not sympathy. True, untainted, human empathy. They had tried everything. Hired emotional therapists, trained actors, even monks. Nothing worked. Until his assistant brought him a student file, accidentally, in a batch of scholarship reports. Her name caught his eye. Aria Wilson. The psychiatrist on retainer reviewed her file and said something startling. She may be your match. Ethan didn't believe in destiny, but desperation changed people. So he sent a discreet offer. 1 month. Generous compensation. No obligations. Just spend time with him. Be yourself. Aria had ignored the first email, then the second. But when the eviction notice came and the cafeteria denied her meal card, she swallowed her pride and called the number. She showed up at the estate the next morning. Rain in her hair, mud on her sneakers. His world was chrome and marble. She was all denim and scraped elbows. He was a man who hadn't laughed in years. She, despite it all, smiled with her eyes. A soft, unguarded kindness radiated from her. The arrangement was bizarre at first. She read to him, sat in silence with him, asked him about his favorite color, cooked instant noodles in the state-of-the-art kitchen because rich food made her nervous. He chuckled the first time in months when she slipped on the marble floor holding a bowl of cereal and declared, "Death by milk. That's how I go out." Slowly, something inside Ethan shifted. He started breathing easier. His limbs stopped trembling. His mind, once clouded with fatigue and rage, felt calm. And Aria, who came just for money, stayed for something else. She saw the broken boy in him. Not the CEO, not the tycoon, just a man aching for connection. One night, after a storm knocked out power, they sat on the floor, candles casting warm halos around them. She talked about her mother's death, how she promised her mom she'd be someone great. "But I'm just tired," she whispered. Tired of fighting alone. He took her hand. "You're not alone anymore." Their kiss was unplanned. Soft. Honest. Not the climax of some romantic fantasy, but the quiet acknowledgement of two hearts finding shelter. What happened that night was more than intimacy, it was healing. She disappeared the next morning. Left only a note. "I wasn't supposed to matter. But I think I did. Thank you. I need to figure things out on my own." He searched for her for weeks, calling every contact, offering rewards, pleading with friends. Nothing. Until one day, she walked into his office. Pale. Shaking. Eyes wide with fear. I didn't know who else to go to." She held out a medical report. Pregnant. With twins. His mind went blank. Then roared. Not with fear, but purpose. "You're not doing this alone," he said, pulling her into his arms. "You never have to be alone again." The media exploded. The board protested. His fiancée, yes, the one arranged by family, threatened scandal. But Ethan didn't flinch. The next day, in a private chapel, he married her. No press. No guests. Just him, her, and the life growing inside her. They moved to the countryside, far from paparazzi. Aria returned to her studies online. Ethan split his time between boardrooms and baby books. They planted trees, baked cookies, named their unborn twins Hope and Henry. Labor came early, complicated, dangerous. Ethan held her hand as she screamed through the pain. When Henry didn't cry, he panicked. But then a weak, glorious wail filled the room. They both wept. Months later, the once invincible CEO could be found at 3 a.m. changing diapers, his face glowing from baby powder and exhaustion. Arya wrote a book, Love, in the Language of Healing, which became a bestseller. People said it was impossible, that it was a fairy tale. But they were wrong. It was just life. Raw. Unscripted. Human. And it began with two broken souls, one rich in money, the other rich in heart, who healed each other and built a family from the pieces of their past.